I still remember the day I bought my first car with my own money. A midnight blue Ford Mustang 2015 model. I had worked 2 jobs for 3 years to afford it. Every time I slid into that driver's seat, I felt like I had finally made it. My younger brother Tyler never understood that feeling. He never had to work for anything. Our parents gave him everything he wanted. I tried not to be bitter about it. I really did. But one phone call changed everything. Tyler borrowed my car without asking, and what happened next nearly destroyed my life. Before I tell you how my own brother tried to send me to prison, I want to know where you are watching from. Drop your location in the comments below. And if you believe family should mean more than blind loyalty, hit that like button and subscribe, because you will want to hear how this story ends. Trust me, justice has a way of catching up with people who think they are untouchable. Now let me take you back to that terrible Thursday night. It was almost 11 p.m. when my phone rang. Tyler's name flashed on the screen. My brother rarely called me, so I knew something was wrong before I even answered. "Cameron, I need you to come right now." His voice shook. "I crashed your car." My stomach dropped. "What, are you okay? Where are you?" "I'm fine. I'm at Maple and 16th. Just come, please." I grabbed my keys and ran to my truck. Wait, I only had one vehicle. My Mustang, which Tyler apparently had. I called a rideshare and gave the driver the address, my mind racing. How did Tyler even get my keys? When did he take my car? I had been home all evening. 20 minutes later, I arrived at a quiet residential street. Police lights painted the neighborhood blue and red, and there, wrapped around an old oak tree, was my Mustang. The front end looked like crumpled paper. The hood had buckled upward. Glass covered the street like scattered diamonds. Both airbags had deployed. Steam hissed from the destroyed radiator. Tyler sat on the curb, his head in his hands. He looked up when I approached. His eyes were red, but I could not tell if he had been crying or if it was something else. "I'm so sorry," he said immediately. "I just needed to run a quick errand. I thought I would be back before you noticed." A police officer walked over to me. "Are you the owner of this vehicle?" "Yes, sir." "Cameron Foster. That is my car." I looked at the wreckage, feeling sick. 3 years of savings. Gone. "Can you tell me what happened here?" the officer asked, pulling out a notepad. Before I could speak, Tyler jumped up. "He lent me the car, officer. Cameron said I could use it tonight." I turned to stare at my brother. That was not true. I had not seen Tyler in over a week. Tyler kept talking, his words coming faster. Cameron had been drinking earlier today. He could not drive himself, so he asked me to take the car and run some errands for him. I was trying to help him out. My mouth fell open. "What are you talking about?" The officer looked between us, his expression unreadable. Tyler's face showed nothing but concern. "Cameron, come on. You remember. You called me this afternoon." I did not call him. I was about to say that when I heard my mother's voice. "Tyler. Oh my God. Tyler." My mom rushed past me and grabbed Tyler, checking him for injuries. My father followed close behind, his face hard as stone. "What happened?" Dad demanded. The officer explained what he knew so far. My father listened, then grabbed my arm and pulled me aside, away from the others. "Do not make this worse for your brother," he said quietly, his grip tight on my elbow. "Dad, I did not lend him my car. I did not even know he had it, Cameron." His voice dropped lower. "Tyler made a mistake. He is young. He works for my company. He has a future. You are 32 years old. You can handle this. He cannot afford a reckless driving charge right now." I pulled my arm free. "So you want me to lie? I want you to be a good brother." He stared at me with cold eyes. "Think about what is best for this family." I looked back at Tyler, who was crying in Mom's arms now. The officer was writing something down. The tow truck had arrived and was hooking up my destroyed Mustang. Everything felt surreal. We all ended up back at my parents' house an hour later. I sat on the couch while my mother made tea. Nobody wanted. Tyler sat across from me, looking at the floor. Dad paced. "This is simple," Dad finally said. "Your insurance will cover the car. Tyler needs to avoid any charges. You tell the police you gave him permission to drive. This whole thing goes away. Except I would be lying, I said. Mom set down her teacup with a sharp clink. He is your baby brother, Cameron. You have always been the strong one, the responsible one. This is what family does. We protect each other. Even when they steal from me. Even when they lie to the police. Tyler spoke for the first time since we had gotten to the house. I did not steal anything. You said I could use it. His voice was quiet, but his eyes met mine with a challenge. I could not believe what I was hearing. Tyler, stop. Just tell them the truth. I am telling the truth. He did not blink. Dad stepped closer to me. Your insurance will cover everything. Why are you making this difficult? Why would you want to ruin your brother's life over a car? It is not about the car. I stood up. It is about the fact that he took it without asking, crashed it, and now he is lying about it. Lower your voice, Dad ordered. You are being selfish. Tyler has a bright future. He works for me. He has potential. What do you have? A construction job and a paid-off car. That is it. Your insurance will get you another car. But if Tyler gets charged, it could ruin everything for him. The words hit me like a slap. What do you have? As if my life meant nothing. I cannot believe you are asking me to do this. I looked at my mother. Mom. She wiped her eyes. Maybe if you had been a better example to your brother, he would not be in this position. You were always the difficult child, Cameron. Always causing problems. Tyler looks up to you. If you cared about him, you would help him now. I felt something break inside my chest. My own mother was rewriting history, making me the villain in a story where I was the victim. If I do not lie for him, then what? I asked. Dad's face went hard. Then you are no longer part of this family. If you cannot be there for your brother when he needs you, then we have nothing more to say to each other. I looked at all three of them. My parents united in their demand that I destroy my own credibility to save Tyler from consequences he earned. And Tyler sitting there playing the victim, knowing exactly what he was doing. I am going home, I said. I am going to tell the truth. What happens after that is on all of you. I walked out. Nobody tried to stop me. The next morning I woke up to loud knocking on my apartment door. 2 detectives stood in the hallway, badges out. Cameron Foster. We need to ask you some questions about an incident last night. I already gave a statement to the officer at the scene, I said. We understand that, but there have been some developments. May we come in? I let them inside. They sat on my couch and pulled out notepads. The older detective, a woman with short gray hair, spoke first. We received a formal complaint from Tyler Foster this morning. He claims you were intoxicated yesterday and that you forced him to drive your vehicle as some kind of punishment. He says you threatened him. He says he was scared of you and drove the car to appease you, but he lost control because he was not familiar with the manual transmission. I sat down slowly. What? The younger detective, a man who looked barely 30, jumped in. He filed a detailed report. Reckless endangerment. Coercion. He claims you have a history of aggressive behavior toward him and that you used the car incident to assert dominance over him. This is insane, I said. First, my car is automatic, not manual. Second, I was home all day yesterday. Third, I never even knew he had my car until he called me after the crash. Do you have proof you were home? The female detective asked. I ordered food delivery. I have the receipt on my phone. I reached for my phone and then remembered the officer last night had taken it as evidence. We have your phone, she confirmed. We will check it. But Tyler provided us with contact information for 2 witnesses who saw you drinking yesterday afternoon at your parents' house. They gave sworn statements that you were intoxicated and acting erratically. My blood ran cold. Who are these witnesses? Derek Mills and Justin Krakowski. They say they were visiting your parents when you arrived heavily intoxicated and took your frustrations out on your brother. I knew those names. Derek and Justin were Tyler's friends from college. They owed Tyler money. Everyone knew that. They are lying, I said flatly. They are Tyler's friends. Of course they would back him up. So you are saying 2 independent witnesses came forward to lie for your brother? The male detective raised an eyebrow. Yes, that is exactly what I am saying. The detectives exchanged a look. The woman closed her notepad. Mr. Foster, we have to follow the evidence. Right now we have your brother's statement supported by 2 witnesses claiming you endangered his life. We will investigate fully, but we need you to stay in town. Do not leave the area. Am I being charged with something? Not yet. But I would recommend you get a lawyer. They left. I sat in my empty apartment staring at the wall trying to process what just happened. My own brother had filed criminal charges against me. He had coordinated with his friends to create false testimony, and my parents had helped him do it. I called Marcus Henderson, a lawyer who had helped my company with a contract dispute last year. He agreed to meet me that afternoon. Marcus was in his 50s with a calm demeanor that immediately made me feel less panicked. He listened to my story without interrupting, taking notes on a yellow legal pad. When I finished, he leaned back in his chair. This is serious, Cameron. On paper, it looks bad for you. Tyler's statement is detailed and specific. He has witnesses. The fact that he filed a formal complaint makes this a legal matter now, not just a family dispute. But I did not do anything wrong, I believe you. But we need proof. Do you have any evidence that contradicts Tyler's version? My apartment complex has security cameras. They should show me coming and going. Good. But that only proves you were at your apartment building. It does not prove you did not give Tyler permission to use the car earlier in the day. I rubbed my face. He claims I was at my parents' house yesterday. I was not. I have not been there in over a week. Can you prove that? My credit card statement. I ordered food from a restaurant near my apartment. It was delivered at 6:30 p.m. Tyler crashed the car around 10:30 p.m. Marcus nodded slowly. That helps establish your location. But Tyler is claiming you gave him the keys earlier in the day. The prosecutor will argue that ordering food delivery does not prove you did not meet with Tyler hours before. My head started to hurt. So what do? We gather evidence. We find holes in Tyler's story. And we prepare for the possibility that this goes to trial. Over the next week, things got worse. The insurance company denied my claim, siding with Tyler's version of events. They said I had willingly lent the vehicle to an unauthorized driver, while impaired, which violated my policy. Then my mother called. I almost did not answer, but something made me pick up. Cameron, please. Just admit what Tyler is saying. He is seeing a therapist now. He is so traumatized by the accident. You need to stop fighting this. Mom, he is lying. You know he is lying. Tyler would never lie. He has always been a good boy. You were always the one who caused problems. Remember when you were 17 and you got suspended from school? Remember when you dropped out of college? You have always been difficult. Now you are making this worse for everyone. I got suspended for standing up to a bully. I dropped out of college to help pay for Tyler's tuition when Dad's business had that bad year. You really do not remember any of that. She was quiet for a moment. That is not how I remember it. Listen to me. Tyler is fragile right now. If you keep pushing this, you are going to destroy him. Is that what you want, to destroy your brother? Before I could answer, my father got on the line. His voice was ice cold. We will testify against you if we have to. I have connections in this town, Cameron. I will make sure the prosecutor knows exactly what kind of person you are. I will make sure your employer knows too. You will lose everything if you do not stop this. Are you threatening me? I am telling you the consequences of your actions. You have until Monday to decide. Either you drop this and admit Tyler's version is correct, or we go to war. And trust me, you will lose. He hung up. I sat on my couch staring at my phone. My own parents were willing to destroy me to protect Tyler. They were willing to lie under oath. They were willing to use their influence to take away my job, my reputation, everything. That is when I realized this was not just about a car accident. This was about a lifetime of patterns. Tyler was the golden child. I was the scapegoat. And my parents would sacrifice me without hesitation if it meant protecting their favorite. 2 days later, a letter arrived from my father's attorney. They were suing me for $50,000, claiming emotional distress Tyler had suffered because of my actions. The letter detailed how my alleged abuse and coercion had traumatized Tyler, requiring therapy and causing him to miss work. I called Marcus immediately. He read the lawsuit over the phone and let out a long breath. They are not playing around. They want to bury you financially, even if the criminal charges do not stick. Can they do this? Anyone can file a lawsuit. Whether they can win is another question. But Cameron, I have to be honest with you. This is going to get expensive. Legal fees for both the criminal defense and the civil suit could run you $30,000 or more. Even if you win, you lose. I felt myself sinking. I had some savings, but not enough to fight a war on two fronts. Tyler and my parents had resources. My father's real estate company had money. They could drag this out for years. What do you recommend? I asked quietly. Marcus was silent for a long moment. Normally, I would tell a client in your position to consider settling. Cut your losses. Move on with your life. But Cameron, if you give in now, they will do this again. Maybe not to you, but to someone else. Tyler will learn that he can lie and manipulate and get away with it. Your parents will learn that they can abuse one child to protect the other. Someone needs to stand up to them, even if it destroys me. Even then. Because the alternative is living the rest of your life knowing you let them win. I thought about that, about what kind of man I wanted to be, about whether I could look at myself in the mirror if I backed down now. Okay, I said, we fight. Marcus brought in a private investigator named Sarah Martinez. She was in her 40s, a former police detective who now ran her own firm. She sat across from me in Marcus's office and listened to the entire story again. I'm going to be blunt with you, Sarah said when I finished. Your brother is not a criminal mastermind. Guys like him make mistakes. They get sloppy. We just have to find the mistakes. She started with Tyler's background. Within 3 days, she called me with her first discovery. Your brother has a history, she said. 2 car accidents in high school. Both times the other driver was blamed. Both times your father's insurance paid out. I talked to one of the other drivers. She still maintains Tyler ran a red light and hit her, but the police report says she was at fault. She told me your father offered her $5,000 to not fight the police report. Can we use that? I asked. Not directly. It is hearsay, and it is old. But it establishes a pattern. Tyler has been in trouble before, and your parents have been covering for him for years. Sarah kept digging. She pulled Tyler's phone records. She found something interesting. Tyler sent text messages to Derek Mills and Justin Krakowski the day before the accident. The messages say, "Need you guys to back my story. We'll pay you $2,000 each." Then 2 days after the accident, Tyler sent them both money through a payment app. Exactly $2,000 to each of them. I felt a surge of hope. That proves they were lying for money. It proves Tyler paid them. We still have to prove what he paid them for. But yes, this is good. Real good. Then Sarah found the bar receipt. Tyler had been at a downtown bar called the Rusty Nail the night of the accident. She pulled the credit card receipt. Tyler had bought 6 whiskey drinks between 8:30 and 10 p.m. The crash happened at 10:30. He was drunk, I said, very drunk. And I have security footage from the bar. The owner was happy to provide it when I explained the situation. The video shows Tyler stumbling, slurring his words, and bragging to the bartender about taking his brother's car for a joyride. Marcus added that footage to our evidence file. He filed a motion with the prosecutor to review the new evidence. The prosecutor agreed to a meeting. We sat in a conference room at the district attorney's office. The prosecutor, a sharp woman named Linda Torres, reviewed Sarah's findings with a stone face. "This changes things," she finally said. "If Tyler was intoxicated and lied about it, that is a crime. If he paid witnesses to give false statements, that is also a crime. And if your father helped coordinate this." She looked up at Marcus. "We need to interview Derek Mills and Justin Krakowski again, separately. And we need to pull phone records for your father as well." "You are investigating my family now?" I asked. "I am investigating a potential conspiracy to file a false police report and tamper with witnesses. Yes. Over the next 2 weeks, the case unraveled like a cheap sweater. Derek cracked first. When confronted with the text messages and the payment records, he admitted everything. Tyler had called him the night of the accident before the police arrived and told him exactly what to say. Derek needed money and agreed. Justin followed his lead. The bartender at the Rusty Nail gave a statement. Tyler had been belligerent and drunk. He told the bartender he had stolen his brother's car and was going to teach him a lesson for being Dad's favorite. The bartender remembered because it seemed like such a strange thing to brag about. Wait. Tyler said I was the favorite. That made no sense. Unless Tyler had been lying to other people about our family dynamics. Unless he had convinced himself that he was the victim. Then Sarah pulled my father's phone records. 23 calls between my father and Derek in the 3 days after the accident. Calls to Justin too. Calls to the insurance adjuster. Calls to an attorney who specialized in witness preparation. Marcus presented everything to the prosecutor. Linda Torres called me into her office personally. Mr. Foster, I owe you an apology. Your brother and your father have committed multiple felonies. We are filing charges today. All charges against you are being dropped immediately. Your record will be expunged. I felt dizzy. What happens to them? Tyler is being charged with DUI, filing a false police report, and conspiracy to commit fraud. Your father is being charged with witness tampering, conspiracy, and obstruction of justice. The evidence is overwhelming. I expect they will both plead guilty to avoid trial. 3 months later, I sat in a courtroom and watched my brother and father stand before a judge. Tyler's lawyer tried to paint him as a troubled young man who made mistakes. The judge was not buying it. Mr. Foster, the judge said to Tyler, you did not just make a mistake, you committed a crime. You then tried to frame your own brother for that crime. You paid witnesses to lie. You showed no remorse until you were caught. That speaks to your character. Tyler was sentenced to 2 years in county jail and 5 years of probation. He was ordered to pay me full restitution for the car plus damages. The judge added that Tyler was to have no contact with me for 10 years. My father stood next. His lawyer argued that Robert Foster was a respected businessman who had simply tried to protect his son. The prosecutor countered with the phone records showing my father had orchestrated the entire cover-up. Mr. Foster, the judge, said to my father, you used your position and resources to corrupt the legal system. You tampered with witnesses. You threatened your own son. You abused the trust of this court. I am sentencing you to 18 months in federal prison. You will also lose your real estate license. You are prohibited from working in any licensed profession for 10 years following your release. My father's face went white. He turned and looked at me. I met his eyes and felt nothing. No anger. No satisfaction. Just emptiness. The insurance company settled with me for $75,000 after admitting they had failed to properly investigate the claim. The civil lawsuit my parents filed was dismissed with prejudice, meaning they could never file it again. I used some of the settlement money to pay Marcus and Sarah. They had earned every penny. The rest I put toward a new truck and a down payment on a small house across town. The weeks after the trial were strange, quiet. I kept expecting my phone to ring, expecting someone from my family to reach out, but there was only silence. Then about a month after the sentencing, my mother called. I stared at her name on my screen for a long time before answering. What do you want, Mom? How can you be so cruel? Her voice was shaking. Your father is in prison. Your brother is in jail. You destroyed this family. I took a deep breath. No, Mom, I did not destroy this family. I just stopped letting you destroy me. We were trying to protect Tyler. He made a mistake. You turned it into this whole thing. You could have just let it go. He tried to put me in prison, Mom. He lied to the police. He paid people to lie about me. Dad helped him. And you stood there and told me I was the problem. Do you really not see what is wrong with that? She was crying now. He is your brother. Family is supposed to forgive. Forgiveness does not mean accepting abuse. Tyler needed to face consequences. So did Dad. Maybe they will learn something from this. Maybe they will not. But that is not my responsibility anymore. "You are not welcome in this house ever again," she said quietly. "I know. Goodbye, Mom." I hung up. Then I blocked her number. I blocked Dad's number. I blocked Tyler's number. I deleted our family group chat. I removed their photos from my social media. It sounds harsh. Maybe it was. But I needed to be free of them. I sold the Mustang. Even though insurance had paid for it, even though it had been repaired, I could not look at it without remembering everything. I bought a reliable truck instead. Something practical. Something without memories. I moved into my new house, a small 2-bedroom place, in a quiet neighborhood. I painted the walls myself. I planted a garden in the backyard. I adopted a dog from the shelter, a goofy lab mix named Scout. Work had been understanding throughout the whole ordeal. My boss actually promoted me 6 months later. He said my integrity during the crisis showed the kind of character he wanted in leadership. I was managing bigger projects, now making more money, building a career I could be proud of. I started going to therapy. I needed help processing everything. My therapist helped me understand that I had been the scapegoat in my family for my entire life. Tyler was the golden child who could do no wrong. I was the one who absorbed the blame for everything. My parents had trained me from childhood to sacrifice myself for Tyler's benefit, but I had broken that pattern. I had stood up for myself. And even though it cost me my family, I gained something more important. I gained myself. I reconnected with old friends I had drifted away from over the years. Guys from high school who I had lost touch with because my parents always made me feel guilty for spending time away from family. They rallied around me during the trial. They reminded me that family is not just blood. It is the people who show up when things get hard. I started dating again, too. I met Emma at a coffee shop. She was a teacher, kind and funny and completely unimpressed by drama. I told her my story on our third date, expecting her to run. Instead, she took my hand and said, "Anyone who stands up for the truth like that is someone worth knowing." We have been together for 6 months now. She met Scout. Scout loves her. That feels like a good sign. I learned a lot through this nightmare. I learned that some people will never see your worth, and that is okay. You cannot control how others perceive you. You can only control how you show up in the world. I learned that standing up for yourself is not selfish. It is necessary. If I had given in, Tyler would have learned he could get away with anything. My parents would have continued using me as their backup plan whenever Tyler messed up. The pattern would have repeated forever. I learned that real love requires accountability. My parents thought they were loving Tyler by protecting him from consequences, but they were actually destroying him. They were teaching him that he did not have to take responsibility for his actions. Now he is sitting in a jail cell, finally facing the truth that actions have consequences. Maybe he will learn, maybe he will not. But at least he has the chance now. I learned that sometimes the greatest act of love is saying no. No, I will not lie for you. No, I will not let you hurt me. No, I will not participate in my own destruction. That kind of love, the love that sets boundaries, is uncomfortable. It causes conflict, but it is the only kind of love that actually helps people grow. And I learned that family is a choice. Yes, I am related to Tyler and my parents by blood, but they stopped being my family when they chose cruelty over kindness. The people who stood by me during this crisis, Marcus and Sarah and my friends and Emma, they are my family now. I do not hate Tyler or my parents. I really do not. I hope Tyler learns from his time in jail. I hope he gets therapy. I hope he figures out how to be a better person. I hope my father uses his time in prison to reflect on his choices. I hope my mother eventually sees the truth about how she enabled all of this. But I am not holding my breath. And I am not waiting for them to change before I live my life. It has been 2 years now since that phone call on the Thursday night. Tyler was released from jail last month after serving his full sentence. He has not contacted me. Dad completed his sentence 6 months ago. He has not reached out either. Mom sends occasional text messages that I do not read. I archive them immediately. I am okay with that. More than okay, actually. I am thriving. I got another promotion at work. Emma and I moved in together. We are talking about getting married next year. I finished building a deck on my house. Scout learned to fetch. I joined a softball league with some guys from work. Life is good. Really good. I can look at myself in the mirror every morning without shame. I can sleep at night knowing I did the right thing, even when it was the hard thing. I do not have to carry the weight of my family's dysfunction anymore. I am free. And that freedom, that peace is worth more than any relationship with people who only loved me when I was useful to them. So, here is what I want you to take away from my story. If you are in a situation where someone is asking you to compromise your integrity, to lie, to sacrifice yourself for their benefit, think carefully about what you are really giving up. It is not just that one thing. It is your self-respect. It is your peace of mind. It is your future. Stand up for yourself, even when it costs you everything, even when people you love turn against you, even when it feels like the whole world is telling you to just give in and make it easy. Because the person who matters most is the one you see in the mirror every morning, and that person deserves someone who will fight for them. That person deserves the truth, even when the truth is hard. I fought for myself. I stood in the truth. And now, I have a life that is truly mine. That is worth more than any family who wanted me to lie. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever had to stand up to family members who were wrong? Have you been the scapegoat in your own family? Drop your story in the comments. Let us support each other. And if this story helped you in any way, hit that like button and share this video with someone who might need to hear it. Subscribe to this channel if you want more real stories about overcoming family dysfunction and finding your own path. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope it helps someone out there find the courage to stand up for themselves too. Remember, you deserve better than people who only love you when you are convenient. Stay strong out there, and I will see you in the next one.